Hello everyone, welcome to another video in the series Everything you need to know about the Immortal. Today we will be looking at the Khubilai Khan, the first Yuan Emperor. One of my favorite Immortal in the game. He was really good when he was released, but in the past few months or past year I would say, once the Chaos Immortal came, especially the Athena, I think a lot of people switch out Khubilai Khan for Athena or for Poseidon or for some other meta matches. In my opinion, Khubilai Khan is still very good immortal, a worth to collect on, and I think a lot of people wants him but cannot find him like a place to use for him at the moment. And in this video, I'm gonna show you guys everything you need to know about Khubilai Khan. Like with every video, before we go into the game, we just have to know a little bit about the Khubilai Khan's background. Khubilai Khan, also spelled Khubilai Khan, was the fifth great Khan of the Mongol Empire and the founder of the Yuan dynasty in China. Born in 1215, he was a grandson of the famous Genghis Khan. Kublai became the ruler of the Mongol Empire in 1260 and was a key figure in expanding the Mongol influence, especially in China. Now that we know a little bit about Khubilai Khan's background, let's go to the game and see how we can get Khubilai Khan's fragments. The first event you can get him with is Thayos Roulette, the original Holy Shadow event in the game. And the next one is Harbor. You have to be level 35 before you can get your first Holy Fragment. In my opinion, nothing special because I think it's really random. Once you collect 60 Holy Fragments, you still have to have some luck before you can get Khubilai Khan. The best way to get his artifact is definitely Sparks of Galaxy. Very easy to get him. I think you will be spending around like 6 to 8 months with only gems, like free-to-play gems, just to get Khubilai Khan maxed out and his artifact as well, like max out his artifact. And another place is Legion of Frostborn chest. After each KBK season, you will be able to get KBK coins. You can either choose if you want to spend the coins on the chest or you want to spend the coins elsewhere, and that's where you can get him by random chests. And if you don't know how to unlock Khubilai Khan, definitely 60 fragments to unlock him, and once you have unlocked 60 fragments, you need 900 fragments to unlock his artifact as well. So in all together you need 960 fragments. It's gonna take some while, but is worth it. Now that we know how to get Khubilai Khan, let's take a look at his stats and ultimate skill. Early, we can see that his base stats, his physical attack is super good. His dodge is decent. Physical defense is good as well. His magical defense is really good as well. But you can see that his energy regen is, in my opinion, subpar, but I do understand why he's only 66, because if he was more, I think the skill would be broken. And you can see on next part here on the right or on the middle here, you can see his physical attack is 7,000. Keep in mind, the person I took the stats from just don't have like maxed out holy build like you can see on other immortals, but this was one of the best I could find in my server. As you can probably guess, you probably know why by now that Khubilai Khan is not one of the most favorite immortals for everyone. He's just super cool. He's that's why people probably used him in like second or third March as a mix to something else, and that's why you see the stats is very low somewhere. But normally he will probably be like in a full holy, he will probably be like 10,000, 11,000 physical attack. Very good physical attack. decent. Magic defense and physical defense is decent as well. As you can see, his energy regen, if you have Surge, you will get around 98.3 energy regen, which is really good in my opinion. That basically changed a lot from his base stats, and it will help his ultimate by a lot. Let's take a look at his ultimate skill, Total Conquest. Summon 5 wolves to charge at enemies. Each wolf will inflict physical damage to a random enemy unit. Damage rate 240% at max, and each wolf has a 60% chance to increase the physical damage received by the target by 90 for 9 seconds. The effect of increasing physical damage increased by the same target stacks up to 3 times. In my opinion, very interesting. I got a little bit confused like when I first read out the ultimate skill, but we're gonna show you guys in the next section of the video how the skill works, how good his ultimate is, and why I really recommend him for the PvE March. Now we are back at training camp as usual when we are going to showcase Immortal ultimate skill. I've set up normally with nothing because I want to showcase you guys the skills only, don't mind if he wins or not. But as you can see, energy regen decent. I don't have any artifacts on him, I don't have any gears, just level 30 I think. And you can see his ultimate really you see all the lions or the animals that came out from him, like ultimate skill, really good. 5 animals, and you can see that he do have a physical damage received, which is really good. That's why back in the days when he was released, his his combo with Manko was really strong. You can see here why a lot of people used him back then. Nowadays he fits more in the category with PvE, Immortal, and you can see here he's doing decent damage, Total Conquest 21 times, and in my opinion really good Immortal, but not meta Immortal. You can use him like elsewhere, as I'm gonna show you guys later in this video. But now in this section I'm gonna just showcase your ultimate, and you can see that his ultimate is is really cool. It hits, it's not guaranteed to hit, but when it hits, it decreases or increase physical damage taken to enemies, which is really good. And you can perceive him as like a frontline support or another frontline, if you know what I mean. Now let's take a look at Khubilai Khan's choice of artifact. In my opinion, you should go for Surge here because you want to have those lions or the animals ultimate comes out and hit enemies as much as possible. Although the Iron Fist is not that bad, but I think the most ideal is definitely the Surge, and you can see the artifact passive. Each time Total Conquest deal damage, there is 75% chance that the target takes additional damage, which is really good in my opinion. I really like it, but as of basically the past 6 months or since the Chaos Immortals arrived, I think his skills become less usable in PvP, and you're gonna see him way more in the PvE aspect of the game. In this section of the video, we will be taking a look at Khubilai Khan's best skills that I think fits for him. But of course, there are gonna be people that might disagree. but that's totally fair. You can comment on that if you want. This is what the skills I pick out, what I think after my experience with Kublai Khan, especially after the Chaos Immortals were released. In my opinion, Spare Impaired really good on him. Adding extra debuff to the enemies. Blade Vortex, really good skill, damage skills as well. And you have Toxin Barrier to counter against the likes of frontliners like Alex if you meet them, or another Kublai Khan. That depends. And the fourth skill is Chaos Storm, really good, because I think Chaos Storm is a really good supporting skill, adding debuff to the enemies as well. And I think it fits well with what Khubilai Khan does on the battle. The last skill in the trees, in my opinion, will be Corrosive Power. I think this skill is really strong on the immortal like Khubilai Khan because of when he hit his ultimate, and then you get extra energy regen, because the purpose of Khubilai Khan's in a PvP match or PvE match is to, for him to use his ultimate as much as possible. As for free to play, I recommend you guys Lifelink, physical power against, Earth teams, Alex, for example, or other physical immortal that do have very strong physical, like presence. Another one here is Fighting Will. I think it works really well against the teams like fire, water, lightning, and these kind of teams. Of course, you have Fighting Master, which is really important in my opinion. If you want his ultimate to continue, proccing, you really need this skill. And of course, the last one being Adrenaline Rush to, increase adrenaline when, or energy regen when, after every normal attack. So you can get more energy regen, so he can proc his ultimate much faster. So I think with these skills you can test out your own build, but in my opinion, if I were going to pick something, I would probably pick Corrosive Power and Toxin Barrier, and probably Spare Impale. Depends of if you're running full physical march, but if you have some like a mage backliner, I'll probably pick Chaos Storm. Now we are at the end of this video. Before we end it, I will show you guys which immortals and which teams that I think would benefit of having Khubilai Khan in the team. As you can see, the teams, I haven't built it yet, but I'm gonna be building alongside with you guys, so you guys know what kind of immortals and teams that I think Khubilai Khan really fits in. The first immortal is definitely a full Holy March. It's going to be looking something like this right here, and you can see here that the full Holy March is, the previous meta pre-chaos. That was really strong back then. Nowadays, I think not a lot of people are using him in the main march anymore, or even secondary march. So people probably will. Well, I used to run him something like like this. Where's Hammurabi? Like that, and of course Lightning Dragon. I used to run something like this because I want to maximize the Genghis Khan, and of course personally I just want to have like a father family situation in the team where we have Genghis Khan and Kublai Khan together, and he is quite flexible as like a second or third team. He's very flexible there, especially if you plan to run like a good physical team. But I know a lot of people, or previously like before the update on the spider, a lot of people were using him in the spider march. You can use something like this. Where is Matilda? Like this, and then you have Yoshi, and then you have like a probably a fire dragon or some other like really strong dragon. Basically, you can use every dragon, even a maxed out dragon, water dragon. As long as it's maxed out, you can use it, right? So this team is really strong against PvE, like bosses, spiders, everywhere. This team is very strong because of the debuff of Khubilai Khan and the slow of Hippolyta. It's very strong against, you know, the likes of, like I said, spiders and bosses on Norham map. I'm gonna show you guys real quick uh, what I mean about that. I'm gonna build this one real quick. Show you guys a report because nobody's I haven't used it in a very long time, so it's gonna be a little bit messy. And while I'm showing you guys like that, and then instead of running, sorry, there we go. And since my Matilda is not really strong, so it might be a little bit, bad, but I'm gonna show you guys real quick in here. You can see how good he is. I'm gonna hurry up for the video. So I'm gonna show you guys, and I think if you want to use him to farm noobs, you can do it as well. Other than that, I don't think he is that meta type of immortal anymore. As you can see here, he's doing decently, although you need to level up a little bit more on each immortals, but I just want to show you guys how he works in there. And you can see his total conquest doing a lot. That means like the damage comes from Yoshi and Hippolyta that gonna carry this team. This is the team I think a lot of people will go after when it comes to PvP, or sorry, PvE, and I really recommend this team. If not, you can probably mix around a little bit with probably some shadow, like the likes of Tutankhamun or the likes of any tanks basically. And then the back two here is, in my opinion, is needed, but you can also pair up with like the likes of King Emperor, if I can find him. Oh, there he is. You can run it like this as well. Works really well in the team. And yeah, that's it for Khubilai Khan. Oh yeah, wait. Before we end, I'm gonna show you guys why I think a lot of people are running Khubilai Khan as the third March or fourth March. You can see here that Khubilai Khan's although he has pretty decent skill on it as well, pretty good artifact as well. You can see him, he's probably running like a third or fourth March as like a utility March, or even post March. And it's not that super strong anymore, but it's still decent. I think this guy do not have it anymore. Nope. So yeah, that's it for Khubilai Khan. I really like his immortal. I really like his skill, but unfortunately, at this time of the video making, he is not in the main meta. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.